Hey everybody, welcome to our team call. First one after the summer. So hope you all had a great summer. We had a lovely summer, and to be honest, one of the reasons why we got into doTERRA was so that we could have lovely summers, and we were able to take time off for the summer, which is why a lot of us are doing doTERRA, so you can manage your time how you would like to. So we managed to do that, didn't we, Bex?
We did. It was the first summer, actually, we've done that, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Properly taking the summer off, and it was nice. It was very nice. It was, do you mind muting everyone, Nath?
I'm just doing it now, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely.
And
that is one of the perks that
muted you.
There you go. I'm muting myself.
Yeah. Okay, well, welcome back. We're excited to get back into properly working at the business and doTERRA. There's lots of great things coming up. We're very excited. One of the great things coming up is the US convention, which is next week. A few of the leaders, some of you will go into that. There's not many, because obviously in the US we just had Europe, but they're going to be reporting back. Bex is going, and she'll be reporting back on it. You can also watch it live through streaming. The links on the Facebook groups, not our Facebook groups, but on the doTERRA Europe, and if I can dig out a link for it, I'll put it on there for us for next week. And that's always good, well worth a watch. You do have to pay for it, the streaming, but it's nowhere near as much as attending convention, and it's brilliant. We then have the leadership retreat, which is for all silvers and above, which is in Sicily in October 12th to 13th. Now, if any of you that are silver and above are thinking or debating about not going, it's not a debate, really. You should go, because it's going to be brilliant. I mean, the leadership convention, they usually do leadership. They do it twice a year in the US, but in two different places. So it's around the same time, around March, April time in the US. And they do it in Florida and then in California, the same thing. But they don't do one in Europe. And this is the first time they've ever done one in Europe. So it's well worth attending. I went to one 2 years ago, and I loved it because it was more business focused. It was really good. And you went this year, didn't you, Bex? And what did you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was really good. It's amazing. You're networking again. I personally think if you want to be successful in this business, throw yourself into every event you can. You can't make them all sometimes, but this is the first leadership that Europe's done. So specifically for Europe, you'll hear from other leaders, not just Nathan and I. So it's a great chance to hear tips from other leaders. I know Hayley Hobson and Natalie Goddard are also coming from America. It's just great because you pick up just little nuggets from the different speakers. And even if you heard stuff before, just hearing it from other people, it hits you differently and just gives you more inspiration, more motivation. And that's what this business is about. If you can keep that up, you'll be successful. So going to these things, I think, is, essential. Do it. Just soak up everything you can.
It's great. And you'll also want to be encouraging your teams to go to these things when they're there, and you want to be saying how good it is and why you went to them, because it's brilliant. So obviously this is the first one they've done in Europe, so we'll see what they're going to do, but if doTERRA has anything to go by, it will be great. Then there are quite a few events around Europe going on. It's called doTERRA on Tour, and they're doing the emotions stuff, aren't they, Bex?
Yeah, they're focusing on the emotions kit, but other products as well that will be coming, that they want to talk about. But it won't be like other years we've had post-convention tour, it's been called. And the reason why they're calling it different this time is because it's usually quite annoying, because we'll do the post-convention tour and there's a post-convention kit, but then you have to wait quite a long time to get the new products that have just been released in America. And this is because all the products, the new products that come out from America, they have to now go through the regulations. So it just usually takes about a year for that to happen. So rather than us focusing the tour on these new products that we have to wait a year for, we're doing a new kind of convention tour where it's going to be more relevant and things that we can actually use and more education. So yes, a big part of it is going to be the emotions kit, definitely.
Yes. So, and so the US is always the big convention that they go from. So that in the past they have done post-convention tours after the US convention, rather than having it from the US convention. So that's where it can be a bit confusing, because they tend to say post-convention tours and no one's been to it in Europe, and people get confused. So it's because of the US convention, but this year they're doing it as doTERRA on tour, and there's events. I think there's 5 or 6 events around the UK. If you go and there's a couple of events in Germany, there's events in Paris and France. So they're all in your countries, the different countries in Europe. So if you want to find out, because I think there's like 50 different events. So check out, what's the website? On the website. doTERRA Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. .com. And that will show you on there. It's called doTERRA on tour. It's one of the boxes on the right hand side. But there is a special one for the UK. It's part of the tour, but it's very different because it's a whole day of basically customer stuff about the oils on the 1st of December. And then on the day before, on the 30th of November, is a UK Builders Day, which is led by the leaders, led by us. So we're going to have, I think all the UK diamonds are going to be there. Some of the Europe diamonds are going to be there talking. So it's going to be a great day to send all of your builders to. Anyone just starting, wanting to do the business, is welcome to come to that. Great to get them into the culture of doTERRA, get them started. We had many come we've ran it for the last 2 years, and it's been a great event. So the Eventbrite links for that will be out soon. So just put those dates in your diary, because it's very important that you send people to that, or you come yourself. All the doTERRA so these events cost about £25 to £30. All the doTERRA on tour events cost £15, and you receive an oil. Okay. I don't know what that oil is, but you'll receive it on the night. You'll receive a free oil. Okay. These 2 events, the UK Builders Day and the UK Oil Day, they're all-day events, so they're slightly more, but not a lot. Just to let you know, put those dates in your diary. And you probably all know this. We're halfway through the month now, so you probably already know all the promotions. But just quickly, you've got until the 16th of this month, so at the end of the month, the 15th at midnight, to anyone that wants to get a kit, for it to be 20% off. And obviously it's any kit bar the family essentials kits. Okay. Also, great promotion this month: lavender, wild orange and oregano, 15ml versions when you spend more than 200 PV this month, and that's anyone. If you are thinking of spending, you want to get it 4 times, so you're going to spend 800 PV. You can't do it at once. It doesn't work. You have to do it in 4 separate orders. So that is 4 shipping orders. That is annoying, but that's what it has to be, so the system picks it up, so you're aware. Not that we're recommending you spend 800 PV, because that is a lot of money. Okay, that is not what we're recommending. You want to make money at this, but if you definitely need it, then make sure you do it in different orders. And then also you get HD Clear 10% off this month, and the product of the month is rosemary. So when you spend 125 PV or more, you'll receive that. So if you spend 200 PV this month, you will receive, on LRP, you will receive a rosemary, an oregano, a lavender, and a wild orange. That's a great deal. And now we can do recognition. Do you want to do the top enrollers, Bex?
Yeah, cool.
This is for August. So I know we're quite into September, but this is for August.
And this is a hard month to get enrolments, I would say. So it's amazing. So 16, that's incredible. Well done, Diana. Denise and Neil Young joined 13. Amazing. Laura, 10. Saskia, 10. Very, very good. And then Lisa, Nicole, Barbara, Georgina, and Alison, all with 9 enrolments. That's a really high enrolment. Yeah, incredible work. Well done.
Yeah, considering everyone takes August off pretty much, you know. Well done. And then we actually had 5 elites go last month. Not many people have rank advance in that month because they either stay the same or they do slightly less. But last month there was 5 people that actually did more and actually rank advanced. So well done to Jolie, Tash, Nicola, Glenn, I think it's Glenn, and Caroline and Rachel. Well done, guys, for hitting elite last month. If you've got these people, if these people aren't on and they're on your teams, make sure that you recognise them and say, you know, just tell them that we've recognised them on the call because they might want to watch it. So I'm going to turn the time over to Rebecca, and I'm going to be joining her on our training tonight.
Sure. Thanks, Nathan. So first of all, and you can do this while I'm speaking as well, I want to hear some oil experiences if possible. So does anyone have anything they want to share? And you can unmute yourself if you want to share it, or you can just type it into the chat. It's been a couple of months and I'm sure you've been using your oils quite a lot in the summer. And so it'd be lovely to hear some of your experiences because, to be honest, that for me is motivating, and that's what motivates me to continue sharing. So I love to hear oil experiences. So if you can put that in the chat, that would be amazing. Or if anyone has anything particular and they want to share, then feel free to unmute yourself now and share. If not, I've got a couple of experiences that I can share. Anyone want to share anything?
Bex, I'm happy to share.
Hey, Nikki. Hello.
Hi. Actually, it was after the Symphony of the Cells training, and I did a protocol on my daughter, a hormonal protocol, and it was due to having a period. She was suffering really badly, rolling around the floor in absolute agony. Put the protocol on her, and within about 5 minutes, she was lying really calm on the sofa and quite happy.
Wow. Did you repeat it again later or in the week or anything? No, you just did the
one
one
day
application.
3 now, and she hasn't had it again yet. So
amazing. Okay,
so,
thank you very much, Nikki. I love that Simply the Cells. If you ever get opportunity to go to Simply the Cells, Boyd will be back. He's also going to do advanced training as well, but you need to go to 2 Symphony of the Cells basics to be able to go to the advanced. But I found it really good. Amazing. Thanks, Nikki. Anyone else want to share anything?
Well, I've got something I want to say about Symphony of the Cells, actually.
Go on then, Lee.
Yeah, it's very important. Did everyone go to Symphony of the Cells and then come back and get their husbands to massage them? Or did they massage their husbands? That's the way you're supposed to do it, right? That's what I understood.
What, get your husband to massage you? Yeah.
No, the other way round. I thought you were going to come back from Symphony of the Cells and I was going to get healed by you massaging. You're too far gone. We can't get rid of those toxins.
Now, I came home. My experience is I have really bad back pain, and so I had Nathan. He was very, very, very enthused, very excited to do the anti-inflammatory protocol on me, and that helped me a lot. I've been having quite a lot of back pain during the summer, pushing myself a bit, and that really helped me. The first time it helped a bit, but it was after you did it 3 times in that week. Mm-hmm. Lucky Nathan. And that was amazing. So really, really helped. So I'm going to be thinking of ways that we can use Simply the Cells, within our business. I mean, I've thought of some ways already that you could do it, sampling, as Boyd kind of suggests, just kind of, do it on people. It's a lovely thing to offer somebody, and it's very quick, other than the aroma touch, which takes so long. It is also great. You can offer it as a wellness consultation. If you're finding it difficult to get people to do wellness consultations, offer them a massage. Who's going to say no to that? Lindsay and Daniel, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, actually, so we've had a couple. Well, close. I did come home and do it to Daniel.
Well done, Lindsay.
3 times.
3 times.
Sleep like a dog.
Well done.
3 times and I still don't understand it, so you got to keep doing it.
But also over the summer, actually, obviously we were in France. It was really, really hot. So Sophie was wandering around in her pants and walked into the garden. And there were nettles everywhere. So she literally got stung by nettles all over her tummy. So just all, you know, bumpy red. And so I'd made my little, you know, holiday.
Daniel. Thanks for showing me up, Linz, with your massage. I have to give my next one now. Brilliant, thank you. Yes?
I've got one.
Oh, fantastic. Hello, Sarah.
So I don't know if anyone can see this. I don't know if you can see. Oh, hang on. Oh, gone off. Can everyone see that? It's a photo on my husband's phone.
Yeah, is it a hand or
right,
back?
there you go.
Oh my word, yes.
So that's my husband's dermatitis on his hands before we got the oils. So when I first got my oils, I just said, let's just try some lavender. I don't know if it's going to work. So he's been to the dermatologist and had steroids and everything, and he put some lavender on his hand, and instantly it calmed it down. And he hasn't had dermatitis on his hands at all. His hands are like mine; they're just clear, totally clear.
Just from lavender.
Yeah, he's here actually. Let me just show you.
Yeah, we love to get them in on showing us.
Give us the hand model.
There you go.
Ah, yeah. Oh my
wow.
goodness. Wow, that was neat lavender. So no coconut oil.
We used coconut oil on it? No, we didn't. We just put it neat on, just on the area.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for showing your hand.
I mean, we have changed, so we have taken away chemicals in our washing as well. So I don't know if that's helped to prevent it coming back. I don't know, but I didn't realise he had that picture until the other day. So I was just shouted up to him, "Give me a picture. I need to do it."
That's amazing. Thank you. And that's a massive change, because that would have really been quite irritating, I'm sure.
Really sore, and it used to dry out and crack, and he's literally not had it since.
Gosh.
So.
Wow, thank you so much, Sarah. Nice to see you.
too.
Sarah, did he just put it on once, or did he put it on several times, obviously?
I think he put it on about two, maybe 3 times, but that was it. There was twice that I know of, whether he was sneaking it, but I don't think he was. But it literally, because I put it on his hand the first time, and he just went, because we'd literally just got the oils, and he says, that's really calmed, because it like itches and burns, and it's just horrible. And it took the irritation away straight away. It didn't take it didn't, you could still see it was there, but it was easier for him. And then he used it a couple of days after he used it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Great.
And just a couple of drops
How
at a
many
time.
times did you use the lavender on your hand? 3 times.
Over a week.
Over a period of a week.
And how many drops at a time?
1 drop.
Just 1 drop, he said.
And just like massaged it in then, I guess, over his whole hand. Wow, that's amazing.
He's so keen to share it as well. It was lovely. Things like that.
Wow.
So that is what you want to shout out. You know, if you meet someone with dermatitis, you're going to tell them
amazing.
That.
And I mean, he's had it for years and years, and had allergy tests and steroid creams and lots of things, and nothing's ever worked.
That's incredible. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sarah.
Cool.
Amazing.
Cool.
Well, thanks everyone. We'll move on. I'll just see if anyone said anything. I see some chats.
Well, Jenny said that she used the FOOO combination.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at. Yes, that Sue Boswell suggested, huh?
and it stopped her cold from developing, and she felt so much better. Thanks for sharing, Jenny.
Thank you very much, Jenny. That is an incredible combination. I call that the flu bomb, but the flume, such a good name. But yes, if the On Guard's not quite doing it for you, or just the oregano, then add some more in. That's brilliant, and make up your own capsules. Fantastic. Okay, we'll just quickly share. Ours. So Sophia, bless her, she was in the wars this summer. She got stung by wasps. We discovered she's so allergic to insect bites. So she got bitten by mosquitoes actually in France, and her feet swelled up to like 4 times the size. And bless her, she couldn't walk, and we just arrived with friends, and she couldn't really enjoy herself, and it was a bit miserable for her. So we put the antihistamine blend on, so the lemon, lavender and peppermint on topically, but I wasn't really doing it quickly enough, and we just had the idea to take the Tri-Ease soft gel, and that was quite hard for her to swallow, so we just kind of burst it and put it in water, and she took that literally every 2 hours, and within a day they had significantly reduced, and after a couple of days she was fine again. So that was amazing. And then towards the end of that week, she got a horrible ear infection, which I think is quite common when you've been on holiday. And we went to the doctors, and they saw that her ear was really quite badly infected, and suggested we have antibiotic treatment quite quickly. And Sophia was screaming at this point, absolute agony. I couldn't even touch her ear. So I did, when there's something serious, I'll look up the ailments, and I'll pretty much choose quite a few of the oils and make a roller ball up, is what I tend to do. So I did a roller ball of 5 of the oils that were suggested. I think it was thyme, oregano, melaleuca, frankincense, lemongrass, I think was the other one. And she just put that on every hour, didn't she, Nate? Because I was away that weekend. Yeah. And by the end of one day, and she'd been screaming for about 2 days before, the screaming had stopped, and after a couple of days, there was just no symptoms anymore.
You could touch her ear quite quickly, and they did start to work on it. Yeah, they started to work quicker than I thought that it was going to work, actually. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is so good, isn't it? And just like Lindsay said, it's just when these things happen, when we're teaching people all the time, aren't we? This is what we do. This is what we get to do, guys, for a living. And if you're not quite making the money yet, which takes time to make, I know, but have that vision. Imagine you are making all the money you ever need, and you really will if you stick in there. But along the way, you get to change lives, and at the same time, you're starting to build a stable business, and that's what it is about. And that's why it's so important for us to share these experiences and continue to use the oils daily, because we blow ourselves away. I continue to blow myself away. Like Nathan just said, we're constantly surprised by these oils. But it's always when something like that happens that I feel this rejuvenated desire to share, and this passion lights in me again. So literally, if that passion is flickering a little bit, and perhaps you're feeling a bit down about not getting to the rank that you really wanted to be at by this point, or your earnings aren't as high as they should be, set yourself those goals, definitely, and focus on what you want. But if you lose yourself in the oils and just remind yourself how amazing they are, and have that thought every morning before you go out and meet people, then it will just pour out of you, and you'll get excited about the oils, and that is what will draw people in and make your business succeed as well. So thank you for sharing some more experiences, and please continue to share. If you remember anything else, share with us, because this is what motivates us all. Okay, I did the rocks, pebbles and sand training on Emily and Tim's. Well, I did it in Portugal. Nathan and I've done it in Milton Keynes, and then Tim asked me to do it on their training call last week, and we did invite, I know it was really late notice, so I know not many people were able to come on, and I know he actually let's not do it from there. Tim posted it in our group, but I know lots of people say this to me, and I'm the same. Watching recordings, it's not going to happen sometimes, is it? I totally get it. So I'm not going to do it in detail because the recording is there. But this time of year, it's important to really kind of just refocus. Because September, October, November, and December are really, really great months to share. For many reasons. This is the flu season coming up. People are turning towards their health more and wanting to avoid getting sick, and people's ailments are going to come out much more. But also in terms of the business, you've got Christmas coming up. People are looking for gifts as well. It's just, in the past, and we've just known these months are really good motivational months to get momentum going and to really kind of just take your business to the next level if that's what you decide to do. So I wanted to focus on the rocks, pebbles and sand of your business. So I'm just going to quickly talk about them. So basically, starting from now, what I suggest you do is kind of thinking of your rocks and literally scheduling them into your diary. So a big thing to do is not just book in the classes you want to do, and this could be one class, this could be a few classes. Really think of those people in your life that you think could be ready now to host a class. But it's about thinking how you're going to get these people to the classes. So I suggest you do a planning session, with yourself, with your partner, with your upline, and really kind of schedule for September and October. September, we're halfway through now. So more kind of October and November, and get these key activities actually into your calendar. Because otherwise what you'll find is that time will just go and these main key activities will not happen. And these are the key things that are really going to push your business into another level. So, book those classes in. The hosted classes, be really creative. If you've done the Symphony of the Sales training, offer them the protocol, one of the protocols. You can make them up of, the sample bottles of the oils that Boyd suggested and put 3 applications worth of them in. And you can go and do the first protocol on them if they host a class for you, and then leave it with them. So that's something you can do. Other things I think we've spoken about before, and you can see them up there. But giving people gifts, think of things. Put a kind of a time frame on it and say to people, you're doing an offer now up to Christmas, leading up to Christmas. You really want to get the oils out there because you really want to help people to fight off the flu and other ailments that come at this time of year. So in light of that, you're doing a special offer where if anyone wants to host a class between October and the 15th of December, something like that, you will get this special gift where they can choose their own little hosting pack. And you can make up a cleaning hosting pack. You can make up a skincare one, a children's kind of family pack, a cooking pack. You could do it, a key ring, and just show people what they could perhaps get. But I definitely suggest putting a time limit on, because otherwise when people say they want to host a class for you, it can just go on and on, can't it? So again, remember, if you've had the recent oil experiences, think about the experiences that have been shared tonight and get that in you and think, yes, I want to help people because these oils really do change lives. And especially at the Christmas season, people come down with so many things, and we can help prevent that, but we can't if we don't open our mouths and share. Okay, and this is also a time when, it's great to give out samples because people are going to need them more this time of year as well. So look out for people talking about their ailments as well. So work out what classes you want to do, what one vision. Sorry, Nate, go.
I was going to say, I notice here you've got the 3 main activities. The 100 PV order that's put there because if you don't do that order, then you're not going to get paid any commissions. So it's vital that that's done. But it's easy. That doesn't take any time to do that. But the other 3, if you look at those 3 key ones there, they are all about enrolling. So they're all about you enrolling people, okay? Not your builders or anything like that. You notice that we haven't put on there team calls or having your own team calls or doing, looking after your builders or anything like that. not as your rocks. Your rocks are around you enrolling people. That is how you grow your business.
Mm-hmm. And that's also how you keep inspired yourself and also motivated and keep others inspired. So if you do have team, you're lucky enough to have people underneath you, then you inspire people by getting out and doing the activities. And you totally inspire yourself, because as you're doing this, as you're teaching classes, then you get even more motivation. I know Tony Robbins said that, massive action is what leads to momentum. And massive action, I also read, and I totally agree with this, also leads to motivation. So again, if you're lacking a bit of motivation, and it's quite easy after the summer, isn't it, when you've kind of taken it a bit easy, then the best way to get that motivation is to just go out, share these oils, and start teaching. It's always when I'm teaching a class, I suddenly feel all buzzy again, and I'm like, man, I really fall in love with the oils and what I'm doing, and if I just touch one person in that class, then it's so satisfying. So go out and do these big activities now, and that will start getting momentum going. And you want to get momentum going at this time of year, because you want to maximize that all the way up to December, because then obviously it crashes for Christmas. No one wants to host classes around Christmas. So you want to make the most of this period, this time period. So your pebbles then is what makes these activities, is what makes the rocks count. So there is no point saying, oh, I'm going to do 3 classes, and then, you put in your finding activities, but you don't actually do them. So it's kind of thinking about then, how are you going to make these finding activities work and result in people either having one-on-ones and coming to classes. So it's being really intentional about what you're trying to create, and everything you're doing, what's the purpose. So you see I've highlighted oils and relationships. I really firmly believe that you don't need to be an expert at all. You don't need to be a master salesperson or an incredibly dynamic person, anything like that. What you need are the oils in your pockets, your belief in the oils, your passion for the oils, and then the relationship you build with people. It's really such a business with people. So, even if your first kind of couple of weeks are just getting out there and rekindling those relationships, building that relationship of trust with people, then you're building your business as well. So, be yourself, continue to plant seeds everywhere. So have that always going on in the background, and having those people in your mind that you're just kind of warming up gently, and then have your other people that you think, they're ready, and I'm going to be a bit more bold with these people. So create interest, all the time. So when you're speaking to people, drop in things that are going to interest them. If they suffer from respiratory conditions, say you're going to be doing classes and you're going to be covering how to support your respiratory system over the winter season and prevent from getting sick. You can do those chocolate classes we've talked about in the time. This is the time to, September, October is the time to do these kind of finding classes that can then fill your classes in November and December. So just brainstorm all the different ways you're going to really get people to these classes. Okay. And then I've talked to you guys about enrolling quite a lot, so I'm going to spend too long on this. But, really think about your enrolling techniques. So if you're not doing that great at getting people to purchase oils, don't worry about it. Don't think you're rubbish. You're not. You just need more practice, and so it's good to kind of work out in your head and think about how you're feeling about the close. So have you got any blocks at all to do with the sale? Do you think these oils are too expensive for people? Are you feeling a bit embarrassed? All those feelings, really delve deep and question them. Talk to your upline, talk to crossline, talk to yourself, talk to your partner, talk to whoever it is, and get kind of feedback from that, and then get over those things in your own mind. And again, remember how amazing these oils are and how you wouldn't be without them. And they are totally worth a penny. They are completely priced at the right price. These are medicinal essential oils. We pay this amount for them because of the raw material that's needed to make these pure oils, and we only need to use 1 drop at a time. So they're completely worth it, and it's just getting that across and not having any hesitation. Don't be embarrassed about it. It's okay if people can't afford it there, and then that's fine. You've planted that seed. If they can just get 1 bottle, you know, and then maybe you can offer, if they can't afford it, to say, well, how about we host a class? You can get some free gifts, and also, you know, that can, anyone who purchases on the night could also go towards oils that you want to buy. That's a way to kind of help people get oils if the price really is a big barrier for them. But, you know, we do aim to kind of sell and enroll kits on the night. That is our, you know, our immediate aim. But also you want to just make sure you take their details, you have those feedback forms, and you continue that relationship. You know, nothing's ever wasted. I promise you, if you just go out there and just give of your heart, give of your time, and give passionately, it will come back. It will come back. But keep their contact details. Then every contact, you're never going to lose anyway. And some people just take longer. And remember, there's going to be an incredible deal probably in December where you get the free frankincense. So if you anticipate that, make sure you stay in touch with all the people that come into these classes leading up to December, because in December you can do, you know, an email or phone call just to let them know they're going to get a free frankincense if they decide to enroll then. And December's a great time because they can perhaps use the money they were going to use on gifts for people and buy people essential oil gifts, you know, because put up their kit and give an oil to their family and get their free frankincense. So, you know, all these classes are building up to that big offer in December. So do make sure you keep those contacts somewhere safe that you can then touch base with again in December. Okay. So the other thing you need to be focusing on, of course, is the big one is your wellness consultations. So, you know, book them. And when you're looking at your months ahead, just make sure if you're booking in 2 classes, you're going to have enough time to do those 6 wellness consultations, let's say. If you can try and get 3 enrollments from each class, because they're really essential. And again, if you can book them on the night, I strongly suggest trying to get into a habit of that, taking your calendar with you, saying you've got this availability, and talking about, you know, the wellness consultation when I come to your home or when we do it online, it's a time when I can really focus on you. You know, we've done more of a general class tonight, but I really want to teach you how to use the essential oils that you've purchased to benefit your needs, and also go a bit deeper into what you want to use essential oils for, so I can help you be confident. And also I'd like to give you a free gift, and, you know, you can give them anything. Or one thing I was going to say is, don't forget, if someone, I would do something like, if someone enrolls on the night, they get something to take away with them. This hasn't been something we've always done, but it's certainly something that when we have done it, it has really helped. And you could do something just small, like a wild orange. So if anyone, you know, you say to people when you're closing, if you know, you'll get your kit in a few days, but we want you to be able to take something home tonight. So if you do enroll, you'll get a little wild, you know, this wild orange, don't say little, this wild orange that's wonderful. You've all smelt it, and you get to take this home tonight if you enroll. And then with the wellness consultation, you could have your little welcome packs at the class, and you could give that to them, especially if you're going to do online wellness consultations. And that's a good way of really committing them to the wellness consultation. And you can say, you know, when we've got the wellness consultation, I'd like to give you this welcome pack that I will also go through with you in your wellness consultation. Okay. Or if you're going to go to their house, then you might say, oh, I'm going to bring you a little welcome pack as well, you know, as part of a welcome to doTERRA. You know, so just, and make them affordable. So depending what stage of the business you're at, certainly don't make them more than the fast start you're going to get. But really do look at that fast start as something that you can invest back into your business. That is business money. Look at that as building your business. If you can reinvest that, then you'll grow more quickly. Okay, so don't hold on to the money at the beginning. If you know, I definitely suggest that with any business out there, you need to invest at the beginning, and that's what the fast start is designed to do. So you can use part of that to invest. Again, remember, just always focus on the business as well, so planting seeds everywhere. And again, as you are using the oils and just building this momentum, again, it would just excite you about the business. So if your focus, so I guess what I'm saying is kind of work out what your focus is for these next 3 months. Customers is always going to be a focus, but if you are looking to find a builder, then have that as your intention as well, and really make sure your classes focus on the business a little bit. So make sure you're mentioning the business at some point, just dropping it in there, having that feedback form with the business tick box at the end and mentioning it at the end. You know, all these kind of things. I'm not going to go into tons of detail because I don't want to take too much time, but please watch the recording if you want a more detailed explanation of that. But just kind of, yeah, being aware of mentioning the business. And then upline calls, we put in Pebbles because we do feel that's something to really help keep your momentum. Don't rely on your upline to come up with all the answers for you. You know, they're more there to help guide you and to, you know, help just teach you what they've done and suggest what they've done. But also, you know, it's your business. So it's more someone to just kind of bounce ideas off and to also have someone to be accountable to as well, which really helps and kind of keeps you focused and on track. So just to review your Pebbles then, it's focusing on getting people to classes. So make a plan for the next 3 months, how you're going to get the people you need to come to the classes. So once you've worked out how many classes you're doing in the next 3 months, you've got to work out, you know, you need to at least, for every class, at least be sharing with 10 people to get 5 people to come. You know, I've heard out there, other leaders will say it's 20 people per class. If you want 5 people on seats in classes, it's about sharing with 20 people. So it really depends on the quality of the people, I guess, and how interested they are. So you need to be thinking of those kinds of numbers and then how to get them to these classes. Okay, so then it's your wellness consultations you want to book in, make sure you have time for them, and remember to take these to the classes so you can put them on the night. Okay, so the sand then, what's going to filter in? And I didn't really explain what's Pebbles and sand, but if you were to have a jar, and we did this in Portugal, and you tried to put your sand in first, if you had rocks, pebbles and sand, and you try and fill that jar with sand, then you're not going to be able to fit your pebbles and your rocks in. You just can't fit them all in. And it's the same with the doTERRA business. What can happen is you can spend a lot of time on these activities. Now, I'm not saying these are bad activities. They can be very, very good. And some people have built their business on Facebook. You know, there have been a few people that have been so successful in that. Most people, I would say Facebook is definitely a sideline and it helps support your business. So, you know, if social media is the main way that you're finding you're getting people to classes and enrolling people, then great. And that becomes more one of your Pebbles, which you're finding activities where you're rocking your Pebbles. But for most of us, I'd say it's a good part of the business, but don't spend forever on it, okay? It can be the easy thing to do because you're sitting at your comfort of your own home behind your computer, but please, yeah, don't get lost in this. All these other things are great, you know, they are all good, and you'll fit them in afterwards, okay? These are things that are important and you will find time for them. But if you do these things first, then you'll be amazed at how time will just go, and you haven't booked in your class again for that next week, and you haven't thought about who's coming, you know, but you've done some lovely emails and you've done your newsletter. So these things are not essential, is what I'm saying, to building your business, but they are important. So you can do these things afterwards. So it's kind of setting your activities up in this order. Now, a note about personal development though, I do believe that is a rock. So the reason we've put it in the sand is because, again, people can get a little bit carried away with personal development, and that can take over everything. So it's about doing things in balance. And, you know, I think the 30-minute a day suggestion of personal development, not including exercise, I think exercise is part of that as well. So you do exercise as well, or whatever it is that you need to kind of feel alive and to feed your body and your soul. But 30 minutes of personal development a day is what I would suggest is the rock element of it. So just to summarize then, to say for these next 3 months, this is the kind of thing that you might want to do. So you know, just very simply, you're looking at your finding activities in month 1. So say 2 finding activities, and that could be like a show, going to a market stall. It could be going to the mums at school and making sure you speak to at least 30 of the mums, you know, that week or 2 weeks, whatever time period, thinking about the groups of people you have. It could include Facebook stuff as well, the finding activities. So whatever finding activities you can come up with, you know, think of them all. It could be a chocolate class, could be a finding activity, you know, anything like that, or a wellness class, and you know, anything that you think will draw people in, or inviting your friends over to dinner, having a big murder mystery night, inviting all your friends over and then giving them all a sample. You know, be creative, think of things that excite you and inspire you. And then, you know, the next month, you should hopefully be able to book some hosted classes from the month 1, and the momentum starts building. And if you just keep up that momentum going, you'll just find things will just start coming from the month before and from other activities that you're doing. So that's a kind of a suggestion that we would say. Now I have put follow-up in there as well, so I didn't mention that, but that is in there. So it's very important you put some time into your doTERRA week when you can follow up with people. That's essential, and we've spoken about that before. Now, just this is me, Greatest Showman. Has anyone seen it? Love it. We've seen it, I think, about 10 times. My girls love it. But I just wanted to mention a little bit about this because, you know, self-care, first of all, is a huge, huge thing. And with doTERRA, I think the growth of your business really reflects your self-care. Because if you were going around looking haggard and half dead, then you're certainly not going to be a great wellness advocate for a company such as doTERRA. Someone said, can't remember who it was, I think one of the leaders in doTERRA said, you know, when you don't have your health, you only have one dream, and that's, of course, to be healthy. Once you have your health, that's when you have 100 dreams. Okay, so first of all, that's the gift we can give to others. You know, when people are so concerned about their health, even like, you know, Sarah's partner with dermatitis on his hand, that's so distracting and all, you know, not debilitating as such. He can still get out and do stuff, but that is something that he'll be thinking about every day, you know, and that's stopping him being able to be creative and get the things he wants perhaps out of life. And so we get to solve this for people. We get to go and offer people a chance to have their dreams, whatever those dreams may be, by helping them with their health. But it's the same with us. If we're struggling with health, whether it's like mental health, because we're overstretching ourselves, stress, you know, that is not good. And then to our physical health, we've got to look after ourselves. And that's huge. And part of that then is doing things that we love. So put in those key activities. Once you've put in like your classes, your Pebbles, put in your, you know, make sure you've got that family time. That's, you know, if you've got a family, or your exercise, your friends time, the thing, dancing. Yeah, dancing. I know quite a few that like dancing. I love singing. I love dancing. And when I do those things, I'm buzzing for that whole week. You know, I fed my soul. I fed myself. And that's when I can actually, people just want to come and talk to me. You just radiate something, don't you, when you're doing things you love? So make sure you put those things in. And you might think that's not part of the business, but that actually absolutely is part of the business, because that's when you become a magnet. And that's what you need to be in this business. You need to be a magnet. So if you're not feeling like a magnet, then, you know, take that day off. You're having your self-doubts, whatever it is, you're not feeling you, you're feeling shattered. Reevaluate and think, hey, why am I not feeling Rebecca? Why am I not feeling like me today? And then just take some time off and recenter, and then get back out there. But, you know, go and listen to that music you need to do. Go and have that little break to boost yourself, because then you'll be so much more effective. And you could talk to 100 people in your half personality way. But if you spoke and get maybe like 10 people interested, whereas if you spoke to people in your, you know, when you're really yourself, you will get so many more people interested just by being yourself and you radiating out from yourself. So that's really important. Set your personal goals, celebrate your small successes. Don't get hung up about, achieving goals. I think goals are great. With doTERRA, the main goal is to help people, isn't it? And that is continue the driving force. And celebrate your small successes. Celebrate the fact that you shared with someone that you were nervous to go and share with, or you went and spoke to someone and you didn't even mention doTERRA, but praise yourself for going and speaking to that person. Don't look at the things you're not doing, because that just brings you down, and that will start to kill your light of it. Try not to get distracted by what others do as well. Just kind of focus on being you, trust in yourself, and know that you can do this. You can totally do this, and just shine and find your own strengths. That is, I think, all I wanted to say. Nath, did you want to add anything?
No, actually, I think you did a wonderful job there. I think it's quite a concise message on that one, but yeah, it's very important. It's very important that you just prioritize the right things and don't get bogged down with the things that can take up so much of your time, like social media. You could be a customer service agent full time with customers, but that's important. But you put that around your big rocks and your pebbles, and it will fit into that. If you put that in first, then that will just take up your whole time. So, and there's lots of little things like that. There's lots of things that can take up all your time, and then you don't get to the business of actually enrolling people, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. Thank you, baby. I'm just looking at some of these comments as well. Some really good sharing things here. Okay. Perfect.
Jonah said, when you do a wellness consultation, do you follow a formal script similar to consultation sheet you have clients complete prior to holistic treatment?
Okay, so I'm just looking at those experiences.
Right at the bottom.
Okay. First of all, sorry, Jenny, that was a 5 ml white. That's a 5 ml wild orange. Sounds like a so right at the bottom. Sorry, baby. Yes.
I answered all those questions.
Oh, did you? Oh, well done. Thank you. Do I have a formal script similar to consultation sheets you have clients complete prior to holistic treatments? No, we don't. So, do you know what? We're going to be in October, so just to let you know what's going to be coming up. We're going to be spending most of October's trainings on the new Empowered Success System. So doTERRA have put together this system for the first time ever. It's a really good system. The leaders have come together in doTERRA and joined forces and put together a system. And there's the wellness consultation guide, which is called the Live Guide. You can go onto doTERRA.com, and it's under advocates, I think, Nath, and then Empowered Success.
Yes.
I think that's the Dropbox kind of route to it. And you look at the Live Guide, and that kind of gives you a lovely outline. Also on our Dropbox link that's at the top of Silver Blossom Facebook, you can go onto the Dropbox link, and there's the wellness consultation, kind of a script and an outline and a summary, and there's a recording there as well for you to watch. And to begin with, you'll probably write a little outline for yourself and take it with you. But after you've done wellness consultations for a while, it becomes a bit more ad lib, and it's basically focusing on their needs. So you just remind them about what those oils are that they've purchased, make them feel good about their purchase, and relate them to the things that they want to get out of them. So if they've got a bad back, you say, oh, that's great, you've got deep blue here, that's what you'd use, blah, 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 blah. And then it's about, asking them what else they want to, use oils to help with, and about helping them to find other products that they could use for doTERRA, because obviously the initial class generally focuses on the 10 core oils. So you want to open their mind to the other products, and then help them be able to use their account confidently and to look up oils. That's generally the main thing of the wellness consultation.
Mm-hmm. Emma's asked, I can answer this one. I have a stand at a local holistic fair. What tips do you have to help me enroll, sell kits rather than single oils? Well, my tip would be that you don't really try and sell kits or essential oils. You're not at a show, an event, you're not really looking to sell anything really. What you're looking to do is get people to classes. Now you might charge for a class or whatever, but you're looking to get people to come to a class, and at that class, that's when you start to, upgrade people to a kit or something like that. We find that the most effective way. Otherwise, you can get people on kits. Yes, you might get 1 or 2. Sometimes we've had 5 or 6, but it's very hard to then get them onto LRP. Those kind of people, because they haven't been educated properly in the oils. They need that first class. They need that to get that relationship with you. So getting them booked onto a class is what you do at events. It's finding people is about getting them onto a class. That's what it's all about. Okay, so if you've got a fair, a holistic fair, then you want to have a class or 2 booked in for the week after that you can book people straight in onto at the event. That's the very best thing to do. And as Jenny's saying there, give them the wild orange and peppermint experience. That gets people to chat to you, to say, hey, would you be interested in having a wild orange and peppermint experience? Make sure that you check that they're not allergic to peppermint or orange, and then put it in their hands and smell it, and they'll be able to smell the difference and have a smell with you, and they'll enjoy the experience on the whole, and you'll have a good conversation with them from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's about relationships, isn't it? And you have to build the relationships really quickly when you're at a show. So it's about being really open, being buzzy, and just chatting to them and helping them to feel that they trust you. It's building that relationship of trust really quickly, and then helping them to see how amazing these oils are. So that's why the orange and peppermint is just perfect, because that's just a wham bam in your face. These work. Wow, I can feel something. And then say yes, and so many other oils that will really help. Do you suffer from anything in particular? Trying to find a need that they have that you're going to solve in the class for them. So to create that interest, and then saying when they come to a class, they'll get a free wild orange. That's what we do at shows to entice them to come to a class, and especially because we're charging them to come to the class. So that's a little tactic.
Yeah, so we charge between £5 and £10, depending on where it is. In London, we'll generally charge £10. Elsewhere, it might be £5. It just depends on your market. And then we don't give them a 5ml wild orange at the show. The reason why we give them a 5ml wild orange is so that they come to the class to pick it up. And then we're in the class, they have an hour and a half of great education where they, if they don't buy a kit, they're going to go away and think about it. So, and lots of people do buy kits on the day as well. So it's, we find it by far the most effective thing at a show or at an event. The number one thing you're looking to do is get people's contact details. Number one thing. Okay. Or even to like your Facebook page. If they like your Facebook page, you've got their details. That's perfect. Secondly, you're looking to sign them up to a class. Okay. And then thirdly, you could get them to buy a kit. But that isn't a big deal, because if you're getting them to come to a class, they could buy a kit then. Okay. And generally people are going to buy, at a show, they're going to buy the family essential kit, not the home essential kit. So it's better that they come to a class, because they're going to see the massive difference, the benefits they're going to get from getting the home essential kit. Much easier to explain that, and it's a no-brainer as to get that one if you explain it right. Does that make sense?
Yes. Brilliant, Bo.
Yes. Jenny's asked, do we charge people to come to class? We charge people to come to a class when we hire a hall in London. We don't charge people to come to a class if it's in our home. So I wouldn't recommend you charge people to come to a class if you ever do it in your home. That won't go down well. You just charge people to come to a class where you see the benefits. We did it free at shows, and then people didn't see the value of the shows in London, for instance. But if they see the value, then it's not about making the money, just about getting people to see the value and to actually turn up. That's what it's about. And so if you charge, sometimes people see the value and they then turn up. If they're going to turn up anyway, then they can have it free, no problem. So it just depends on your market. You just suss that out yourself as to what you think is good. Best.
Yeah, exactly. We've had people sometimes at a show say, hey, can I bring my sister? And you're like, yeah, 2 for 1. So you can do things like that, because you're not really caring about the money. It's about getting people to commit to come. So
Exactly.
obviously at the big, when you definitely want to be covering your cost of the hall as well, because you don't want to be paying.
Well, that's what she's just said. You can charge if you want to, Jenny. It's totally up to you. You can charge to cover the cost of your hall. That's quite sensible and reasonable. But you don't have to either. It's like there isn't a rule on it. doTERRA don't have a rule on it. In the States, generally, most people do classes free. And I suppose in the UK, most people do classes free as well, because most classes are being done in people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, it's quite hard to, you're not going to charge for a Tupperware party, are you? That's how people will view it, right? So, but if you're going to, people are going to get educated by going to which is what we do, by going to an essential oil class, introduction to essential oil class, then they see the value in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can do deals as well for people, like come to the first class. Once they've been to one class, you can say, look, you can come to another one free if you want to come back, or if you're doing a different type of class, you can come for half price, or bring a friend and you come for free. You can do lots of different deals. I think, you do want to, if you're going to be booking your hall each week and then let's say you're not covering costs ever, then that can become quite expensive, and you want your business to be self-sustaining, don't you, early on? So I definitely did at the beginning, charged if I hired a hall. I did.
Yeah, you want to be covering your costs as quickly as possible. So whatever you do to make the balance. Where is the class? It's on YouTube, isn't it? A demo of the class.
Oh yes. Someone asked. So again on the Dropbox link under the class, there's a YouTube one. There's also like a script and an outline as well on there. So on our Dropbox link, that soon will be in our website. I don't want to say it. But that's why Nathan is not at home. So Nathan's not at home right now. You're just doing website hard, Nathan. You're not having a holiday. You're doing the website.
Trying to put pressure on me to get it done, aren't you?
No, we're both working on it. So hopefully, because I know the Dropbox link, it's so hard to find stuff. But soon it will be easier. Lovely to see you all. Really lovely.